Oh shit, I'm slack. I might have been on the phone talking to one of the priests this morning. My bad. Okay, so what time? What you think ETA gonna be?
Alright, well, it's like, well, right now, unfortunately, I'm just now leaving the house, so
Okay.
it would take 11:50, no, saying 12:15.
All right, that's what, bro. All right, then. That's what it is.
Like you said.
All right, no problem.
Alright, then, all first.
Sound like young man.
That was Hadar.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on, now.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, keep on sobbing, got this bitch off the hand, got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. Hey, one way, one way, one way, one way, one way. Coming up on my
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's one west. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Hit the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow Air Ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking, now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit, lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all stepping, kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a cod. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit.
west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit, I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino, so what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one west rising to prominence. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to ignite, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
Yeah. I'm on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweepers. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till death do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine then. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told him I need You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch. Fuck you talking about? If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK soup solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All they niggas wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the sorrow and I show her. She could never get a priest hold. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bit muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't none of me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip look like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating why the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commander General get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I was stalking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. Nigga got popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They turn their head over, nigga.
Okay, when Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no hoe to lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop just stressed the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening. Is in fact the if revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jack the Ripper. War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he said something, I ain't hear him. This shit like it ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, Probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brother's blood. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter. God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign. Yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I enjoy. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
I got it. I take it. Good. All right. That's right, we on, brother? All right, no sign cross. Good to go? Yeah, good. Nice, right? Got title on? Okay, good to go. Let's go ahead and blow the horn. Go ahead and blow the horn. Blow the horn.
All right,
Module? State the registry. Report.
Mausar, Banya Howda, Banya Charlotte.
Mausar, Banya Howda, Banya Shala.
Yah Bashem Yah Shabrakatha.
Yah Bashim Yah Shabrakatha.
Come on up.
La Yah Charlotte.
Okay, bottom. We stand. Father Dawn means face the east. We're going to say the Lord prayer in Hebrew. Abanau. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shankar. Yahweh. Alabaka. Daba'ah. Ratazayaka. Hayah. Asha. Barataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Latan. Nawal. Nanawa. Okay, the Thunya now. The Kam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalak you now. Kawap you now. Kasanak you now. Kawap you now. Wala'a. Daba'ai now. Ba'isai Abal. Hawashai now. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Hama'ala. Wa'ata Para. Wa'alon Aman.
This Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
The power in Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua. Baba Kashah. Nathaniel. Hakak.
La Para.
Rapa'ah.
Kal Malkala.
Bakala.
Wakal Madawa.
Makal Madawa.
Hakak. La Tahar.
Atahar.
Ha Matazarayam.
Ha Matazarayam. Hakak.
La Ha Kwayam.
La Hakwiyam.
Ha Mayam.
Hakak.
Hakak. El Rakaroth.
Al-Rakawah.
Hamatala. La
Garashan.
Ba'Shem Yahshua.
Ba'Shem Yahshua.
The
The water on. This is the power in English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. Power to cleanse a leopard. Power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it.
So Psalms 121 in Hebrew. Asha.
Ayanya.
El Harayam.
Ahari.
Ma'atan. Yabah.
Azari.
Ma'ain. Yahweh.
Asha. Shemayim.
Rataza.
Alatan. Namawat.
Regalka. El Nanawan.
Shamarka. Hana. La'a. Nadawam. Wala'a. Yayashun. Sharamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazai. Ayai. Yamyanka. Yanawam. Yashamash. La'ayakanka. Yarok. Ba'ali. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Rakarai. Yashamar. Afnapaska. Yahweh. Yashamar. Tazanka. Wabanka. Ma'athai. Wa'ai. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift my eyes into the hills. From which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Okay, here goes Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
El Damayah Lakah.
Al Damayalaka.
Al Dakarash.
Al Dakarash.
Al Dashquat.
Al Dashakwat.
Al.
Al
Tahahana.
Kahahana.
Al Wayapyaka.
Al Wayabika.
Hamayawan.
Hamayawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
El Yamaka. Ra'ay Yamwa. Sawadah.
Sawadah.
Why? Okay. Why Yata?
Why you thought?
Why Tazawar?
Why Tazawar?
Al Tazapawanyaka.
Al Tazawanyaka.
Amaro.
Amara.
Lakatwa.
Lakava.
Why Kakiyadam.
Why Kakino?
Magadwa.
Magava.
Wala I Yasakar.
Wala I.S.U.P.K.
Shom Yasha'al.
Shom Yasha'al.
Awada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Na I Tazawar.
Wa Tazawar.
Laba.
Labad.
Lakatwa.
Lakadwa.
Al Yaka.
Al Yaka.
Baroth.
Barak.
Why Karoth.
Wakarak.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Why Yashemai.
Wayashemai.
Allah Yum.
Alayam.
Ma Wa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Ma Hagarium.
Hagarium.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa Amawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wa Aimalat.
Wa'aimalak.
Palasha.
Palasha.
I'm Yashapwa.
I'm Yashabua.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gum Ashawar.
Gum Ashawar.
Lanawar.
Nanawa.
Ma'aim.
Ma'aim.
Hayawar.
Hayawa.
Zarai.
Zarai.
Labanya Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Selah.
Selah.
Ashalaham.
Ashalaham.
Kayapyan.
Kayabyan.
Kasaya Sarai.
Kasaya Sarai.
Kayapyan.
Kayabyan.
Barakal.
Manakal.
Kawashwan.
Kawashwan.
Nashadamwa.
Nashadamwa.
Ba'ayan Da'ayro.
The Ira, the Ira.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Dalman.
La'a Dama.
The Adama.
Saya Damwa.
Sayat Damwa.
Nadai.
Nada.
Ya Bawa.
Yabawa.
Kara.
Kara.
Wa Kazaapa.
Wa Kazaaba.
Wa Kaza Sabak.
Wa Kazabak.
Wa Kaza Tazal.
Wa Kazazar.
Mana.
Mana.
Cow.
Cow.
Cow. Okay. Nasaya Kamwa.
Nasekamu.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayash Shah.
Nayashara.
Nanawa.
Yanawa. Ah.
Nanawa.
Nanawa.
Alahayam.
Alahaya.
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 Shawadamwa.
Sayadamwa.
Kagauka.
Kagawi.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya Raka.
Rapanya Rakwa.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Da Arya Ya Ira.
The Ira, the Ira.
Wa Ka. Stop sucking. Wa Ka Aiba.
Wa Kaaba.
Dalahat.
Dalahat.
Haram.
Haram.
Come.
Come.
Darat. Darat Dapa.
Daradapma.
Basa Ara.
Kasira.
Basa Arika. Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapaka.
Wapaka.
Daba sucking. Da Bahalam.
Dabahalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panaham.
Panaham.
Kuala One.
Kualawan.
Wayai. Babkasha.
Bayabakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayai. Bahali.
Wayabahali.
Ayai ai.
Ayai.
Wa'ai kapara.
Wa'akaparwa.
Wa'ai ibadwa.
Wa'ayabadwa.
Wa'ai da'ira.
Wa'aydaira.
Kaha ata.
Kaha ata.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labaika.
Labaika.
Ilai Yawan.
Allah Yaham.
Al Kaha.
Al-Kaha.
Ha Rataza.
Rahawataza. This is Psalm 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hated thee
They that hated thee
have lifted up their head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy
And
people.
consulted
And consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off
let us cut them off
from being the nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of Israel
Thy name of Israel
may be no more remembrance.
may no more remembrance.
They have consulted together
They have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They have confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
Tabernacle of Edom.
and the Ishmaelites
The Israelites
of the Moab,
of Moab.
and the Hagarenes,
Hagarenes.
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
and the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur
Ashur
also is joined with them.
Also has joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Hope is filled with
Selah,
Selah.
do unto them,
Do unto them.
unto the Midianites,
Unto the Midianites.
as to Sisera,
Sarah.
as to Jabin,
As to Jabin.
at the brook of Kison,
Brook Kison.
which perished at Endor.
Where is the Endor?
They became as dung for the earth.
That become a dump for
Make
her.
their nobles like Oreb,
The most like a red.
and like Zeeb.
Zeeb.
Yea,
Yea.
all the princes of Zabah and Zamuna,
Zamuna.
who said,
said,
let us take to ourselves
Take to
the
ourselves.
houses of Yahweh
Our house of Yahweh.
in possession.
Possession.
Oh, my power,
Oh, my power.
make them like a wheel,
Make like a whip.
as it stumble before the wind,
Stone for the wind.
as the fire burns the wood,
Fire burn the wood.
let the flames set the mountains on fire.
Let the flames set the mountains on
To
fire.
persecute them
Persecute
with
them.
thy tempest,
With thy tempest.
and make them afraid
Make them afraid.
with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame,
Fill thy face with
and
shame.
they may seek thy name.
Seek thy
O
name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
let them be confounded and troubled
Troubled.
forever.
Forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know
know
that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the most high of all the earth.
Over all the earth.
SARS, Ashabia, let's be seated. The box, go ahead and post it for me. Shot. Clap it up. All right. Welcome to another Sabbath service with I.S.U.P.K. We started 125th Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group, organization, church group, anything like that. We are self-affiliated under Commanding General Yahanna. We've been doing this truth in 1969, and we give you the truth according to the Bible. And the truth according to the Bible is that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews of the Bible. You understand? So clap it up for that. Clap it up for the Most High. We stream live live on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you're able to get onto those YouTube streams, Facebook, go ahead and hit the like button and share it. And we're gonna go ahead and jump it on, get it on. First of all, I want to acknowledge we're gonna acknowledge the cookout that happened over in Las Vegas.
Right.
I was unfortunate to be there. Clap it up. But if you could, one of our brothers on stage was there, texting every 5 minutes and Facebook and putting up posts every 5 minutes, man. So it's kind of making brothers jealous, man. So if you could, Hadar, I'm Officer Kaz. On my far right, you got Officer Hadar, and this mighty man in the middle is Amara Saw. If you could, brother, go ahead and expound on what you saw out there this past weekend.
No sweat. Convo concert, if I could.
Yeah.
The West Coast Cookout was amazing, sir. It was just good to be in the midst of people with like morals.
Yeah.
Understand? With similar values, and just people who believed in the truth.
Sounds right.
You understand? And just to know that I come from the East Coast, I come from the South, and to be with with brothers from the West Coast, brothers out there in the desert. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just a good time. And also just us when we being out there and seeing the landscape, sir. If I could.
Yeah.
You actually get an idea of what it was like to be out there in the wilderness.
Man.
You understand? Like when you go to what was called the Red Canyon.
Right.
You see the mountains and you wonder how could our oppressors get through that?
Man.
you know what I'm saying, and then get to us, you know what I'm saying. But it was just a good feeling just to be out there, you know what I'm saying. Of course, to be under at the feet of Commander Yahanna and the other generals and the heavy hitters.
Damn right.
So much wisdom and knowledge and understanding. So.
Let me clap it for Commander Yahanna. And also, I heard you out there blazing, brother. I heard you out there blazing on the street, going by the elevator. I heard you, brother. I heard you. You up there? I'm up the escalator. My bad. The escalator was going up, and Dog Martha was getting down out there, man. I was a little bit jealous, man. I wanted to be out there, man. I promise you that. But she was Lord willing, next year we make it out to it, man. We'll make it out there. Right. But like we said, man, this is Sabbath service, man. Here at this time, the Lord asked everybody to come together, as a holy convocation, come in and serve the Lord, and I will eat, drink, and have a feast. Your families are welcome. Ribs are welcome. Everybody's welcome. This is your Sabbath service, man. The Sabbath service was made for you. Right. So you need to come in and explore. We at 3353 Glenwood Road here in Decatur, Georgia. This is the Atlanta School. Understand, the Atlanta School. We got a great things coming up. We got Hanukkah coming up on December 17th. All families, if you're Black, Hispanic, Native, Indian in your area, come through, man. Come through. You don't got to bring nothing. Just bring yourselves, and we're gonna have a joy. We have the brotherhood and sisterhood, and we're gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a good time. So at this point of the service, man, what we do, we bring you back your culture. We speak in the Hebrew, which is our native tongue, the Lashawah and Kodash, and we'll read the first 7 verses in the Hebrew, and then we'll come back and read the next 7 verses in English, and we'll do that until the duration of time. But if you have any questions on Facebook, YouTube, whatever case, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, and we'll go ahead and answer your question from there. If you're in the class, just raise your hand, say Salaki, which means excuse me, and we'll go ahead and get your questions in, all right? This ain't a Christian church, so we do allow questions, and we will answer them, all right? One more thing. At 4 o'clock today, let's clap up Captain Zariat, man. Captain Zariat, at 4 p.m., he's going to be having an interview. If you have Clubhouse, it's a thing called Clubhouse. If you have the app, download the app. Captain Zariat going to be in there. We have an interview with Kanye West at 4 o'clock, Most High in Christ. Kanye West. Captain Zariat will be interviewing Kanye West on Clubhouse today at 4 o'clock. It is amazing and it's true. Clap it up, bro. Clap it up. Most High in Christ. I mean, we are getting through to so many people, you understand? I mean, the Lord has been quiet. He brought this truth back out in 1969 and gave it to the prophets to give out to us, and we're doing the work. Captain Zariak is a scholar in this daggone truth, man, and he is showing his diligent work and to all the generals and the captains and all the mighty men that's in I.S.U.P.K. and the sisters, man. And we're doing this thing. We're pushing this truth out there. Right. I see a lot of the Facebooks, everybody pushing that truth. Keep pushing the truth, you understand? Pretty soon, as General Yahanna commanded and said it and predicted, that this classroom is going to be filled with people coming in. And if they're filled with people coming in, we have to give them something. And we're going to give them this truth, you understand? So Most High in Christ, the Captain Zariak, with the WAC 100, the One West room in the clubhouse, we're going to get it on today at 4 o'clock, you understand? So Lord, we be with that brother. All right, clap it one more time for that. Work it, man. God, we're getting down. We're getting down. We'll be at camp. We'll be at camp blazing, you know what I'm saying? But we will catch it. We'll catch it, you understand? But that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. We're going to read on. We're going to start off in Deuteronomy 15, the first verse. Chapter 1.
Start with 1, sir?
Yeah, we're going to start with 1. Slakia. Khan. Deuteronomy 15, verse 1. We're going to start verse 1.
Khan.
In the Hebrew. Yep.
Deuteronomy 15:1 in the Hebrew. Makotaza, Shabai, Shanayam, Athaisha, Thaisha, Shamata, verse 2, Wazah, Dabar, Hashamata, Shamara, Samarat, Kal, Baal, Masha, Yadar, Yadawa, Ashar, Yasha, Baraiah, Baraiah, Barahaiwa, La, Yagash, Af, Ra'iha, Ra'iha, Rayawa, Wa'af, Akaya, Hakiwa, Kaya, Kara, Kara, Shamata, La Yahweh. Verse 3.
For the sake of time, we can't go to the camera. Go ahead and take over from there, brother.
Okay.
Hey, clap it up for him. Good job. The water.
In the Hebrew, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 3. Ak, Anakarya, Tagash, Wa'ashar, Yahaya, Laka, Ak, Akyaka, Bashamat, Yadaka. Verse 4. Apas, Kaya, La'a, Yahaya, Waka, Abayawan, Kaya, Barak, Yabaraka, Yahweh, Ba'arataza, Ashar, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Lathan, Laka, Lathan, Laka, Nakala, Lara Shaf. Verse 5. Rock, Shemaiwa, La Shemai, Slakia, La Shemai, Ba Kawal, Yahweh, Alahayaka, La Shamar, La Aishwa, Kal, Amantazawa, Haza'ath, Ashar, Anakaya, Anakia, Ma'atazawaka, Hayawam. Verse 6. Kaya, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Baraka, Ka'ashar, Dabar, Laka, Waha, Abaita, Gayam, Rabiam, Wa'atha, La'a, La'abat, Wama Shalah, Bagayam, Rabayam, Wabaka, La'a, Yama, Wamashawa. Verse 7. Kaya, Yahaya, Baka, Abayako, Abayawan, Ma'akad, Akika, Ba'akad, Sha'ayika, Ba'ara, Tazaka, Ashar, Yahweh, Alahayika, Nathan, Laka, La'a, La'amataza, Ath, La'abaka, Wala'a, La'hopataza, Ath, Yadaka, Ma'aka, Ma'akyaka, Ha'abayawan. Verse 8.
Verse 7, we good to go.
Okay.
All right, clap that for him. All right, sorry, Christ. All right, we're going to go back up to verse 1, and we're going to read that first down to verse 7 in the English. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 15:1 in English. At the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release. Verse 2. And this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lendeth aught unto his neighbor shall release it. He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called the Lord's release.
And we touched a little bit on this on last week, and we was able to get into this. Now you're going Leviticus, we have a lot of laws. A lot of our laws are at, but in Deuteronomy 15, it's going to touch on a lot of the laws that we're going to go into. And right now, they're talking about a release. Anybody know what a release is? It says 7 years thou shalt make a release. Anybody can actually know what that means? If you was here last week, I'm sure you do know what it means. Go ahead, sis. What you got?
To be relieved from the debt that you owe.
Right. Back in the day, you hear a lot of people say, well, blacks, Hebrews enslaved Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? But that's indentured service. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between actually hard bondage slavery than indentured service. That's how we came up in the world. You understand? Brothers needed some help. So they was able to go in and say, look, 7 years I work for you. And when you work for them, there's laws that we had to follow. You can't beat them. You can't just mistreat them. Can't try to rape them. Can't do all those things that our oppressor did to us when we was in our slavery over here. We treat them as family members, and we just give them. They just live with us and do a job so that way they can get on their feet. You understand? And in essence, brother comes stay with you for 7 years. He do the work around the house, do the field, whatever the case may be. You give him a place to stay. You actually feed him. And after those 7 years, you let him go. You let him go. Whatever debt he owed to you is been paid after them 7 years. You understand? Unlike here in our creditors, you have a debt of 7 years. You got a payment of 7 years. Or, you got a car. You go into debt, which they call the debt today with the credit bureaus. 7 years is supposed to be released, but it's not a release. They keep you in it. But there's a difference, though. There's a difference. They got the laws from us, but they're not required to keep those laws to us. You understand? Right. They're not required to keep them 7 year debts to us. They can. They should follow the law of the Lord and the land. The Lord says to do that. They should do it, but they don't do that. You understand? Keep reading, brother.
Okay. Verse 3. Of a foreigner.
Of a who?
Of a foreigner.
A foreigner is somebody who's not within the camp of Israel. At this point, foreigners can be Israelites, and foreigners can also be a non-Israelite. You got to read within the body of the context of what we're talking about as a foreigner. Continue reading.
Thou mayest exact it again. But that which is thine with thy brother, thine hand shall release.
There's a clear distinction of what they're talking about right now. Right now, they said a foreigner has to be, this foreigner they're talking about has to be of another nation. Because it says they're made exacted again. So therefore, once they've done the 7 years, then they stole something from you or whatever the case may be, and they got to do a 7 year punishment or work for you for 7 years. If they're a foreigner, you can keep on working them until they pay off that debt. But as a brother, so what does it say for a brother? If you're a brother, someone of Israelite, you black, Hispanic, Native Indian, what happens?
Thy hand shall release.
You should release them. You release them. Can't be stuck in that bondage no more. You release them. So whatever they've done for you, whatever they've done within those 7 years that the priest given them 7 years, they're done. They paid their debt. You understand?
So lucky, sir.
Go ahead, bro.
Man, that's amazing to read that, man. So this is actually like a verse virtually about slavery. Then.
About slavery.
But against the other nations.
Against the other nations.
And going back to how like what we're supposed to be the rulers of this earth. We're
exactly.
supposed to be on top.
That's right. And if you keep reading now, we're gonna get into that as well. Now I know y'all saying, well, this is kind of a misconception. This is kind of weird, ain't it? But no, it's not weird. It's that you can exact even if they're a foreigner, you still treat them with the laws of this land. Right. You still don't disrespect them to exact extreme punishment on them for nothing. You understand? You just can't arbitrarily go out there and beat them, and whip them and treat them harsh for no apparent reason. Right. Now, if they ain't, mowing the field like they're supposed to, and you told them 15 times, hey, do what you got to do. But this is not something that you just go and exact. Even to a foreigner, we don't treat them disrespectful like that.
So like you said. So what you're saying is, say like if me and you, sir, are out in the field, and we're telling jokes, and our one of our servants that's a foreigner, here's the joke. He can't laugh out loud to the joke. He has to he has to go and laugh in a barrel. We're not going to do that to him.
Whatever your rules are, if your rules are no laughing out loud, like on your job, you have a rule. You have rules by your oppressor. Yes. You follow those rules. So now the rules that we have, sometimes we break the rules and they just go to extreme and fire you. Well, you have rules. And within those rules, if that foreigner disobeys those rules, you can exact the punishment of what you designed those rules to do. You can't go over and beyond that where you're just you're breaking the laws of God. Where you just actually just arbitrarily just doing some crazy stuff to them. You shouldn't do that. Because as a righteous man in the Lord, you should do things righteously, in a righteous way. All right? And that's what we're talking about. So if your rule is for him to go laugh in the barrel, then damn it, go laugh in the barrel. You better do that. You understand?
Con on con.
Keep reading.
So
Go ahead.
I'm gonna have a barrel on every corner. Yeah, you get.
Hey, hey, that's your house. That's your rules. They should abide by it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
A barrel of laughs.
You can have a barrel of laughs. Go ahead, keep reading, brother.
Okay, verse 4. Say, when there shall be no poor among you, for the Lord shall greatly bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, for an inheritance to possess it.
Why shouldn't there be no poor in the land? We have poor in this land all day long. Why should we have no poor in the land? It says right here, and the Lord said, if there will be, say, there shall be no poor among you, for there shall greatly be blessed in the land, which the Lord thy giveth. So why shouldn't there be any poor in the land? Anybody can answer this question. Go ahead, sister.
Because we're supposed to help one another.
That's right. You're supposed to take care of each other. There should be no poor among Israel, unlike what our oppressors are doing to us today. We're in the richest country in the world, and yet we have poor people living on the street corners in tent cities. Which we have to go out on the weekends, like tomorrow, the Kashawan, our officer in Kashawan has to go out there and feed our poor and give them things to keep them warm. Because we were living in the greatest country at this time, and we still in poverty. Our people still in poverty. And most of the people you see is black, Hispanics, and Native Indians out there being that poor. You understand? That's our people. But in Israel, there should be none of that. Because we take care of our own. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, because you look at it, that's where, like, nobody should be starving. That's right. And that's where gleaning comes in at.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Rules of the gleaning. And the gleaning, what the brother's talking about, he's talking about the gleaning. When you're doing harvesting, you're supposed to leave the corners of your field. You shouldn't take all the fruit or whatever you're growing. You shouldn't take it all out. On the corners of those fields, so I'm sorry. There should be some crops left for the poor to eat. And we have to take it, which reminds me, this weekend I was doing my little slavery. If I can sidebar real quick. This weekend I was doing my slavery. It was the funniest thing to me, man. This is funny. And I was driving my truck right downtown in the middle of Atlanta, and I saw one of our brothers out there holding a sign, said, he's hungry, but the case may be, he needs some change. So normally I try to keep some change with me, but that time I didn't think I had any change. So he was waving at me. I'm like, look, I don't have no change. So I looked down and saw 75%. Like, damn, I'm gonna get to this brother, man. So I waved the brother on over. So he came over to the side, and I rolled my window down the truck, and and I gave him 75 cents. Now what happened? What this brother said to me, man, was just funny. Now I was having a pretty bad day at this time. Brother looked at me and said, "Who live with you?" I said, "Huh? Who lives with you?" I said, "My family." Why? He said, he looked around in my truck. He said, "Can I live with you?" Bro, I fell out, man. I fell out because that brother was funny. He just brightened my day up, man. Of course, I think obviously he was joking. But the fact is, you take care of our people, man. Right. You take care of our people. So if you have it in your heart, you have the change laying around, you see one of our people out there, man, give the change to him, man, if you can. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you see your oppressor out there laying around, you just tell him to get a job. You just tell him to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Like they tell us that we do. You understand? Go ahead, sis.
For some of them, I even read a book, Call Into the Wild, something like that. They're homeless some of them are homeless on purpose.
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They're homeless on purpose. I mean, our people, man, we getting put in these situations because of our oppression, the devices that we fall into that they have out here. But your oppressor in other nations, they have people to go to. They have programs that they can go to, and easily they can get jobs. They take care of themselves. So like the sister was saying, that some people are just poor because they just don't want to follow what their parents told them to do. They don't want to get a job. They don't want to, and a lot of them I met out there. Some of them I met that had inheritance. If they become 21, they get this money, but they don't want to follow the rules of the house. So they get out and they live poor among their people. Now they begging for change. They want this simply because they don't want to adhere to the rules of their household. That's just what it is. You put them against our people who actually need that money, and you put them a job in front of them. Esau gonna take care of their own people way before they take care of us. So they're gonna put on a suit and tie, clean themselves up, go out there, get a job way before I get a job. And I've been working all my daggone life, but they'll get the opportunity before we will. You understand? So if you see people out there, your brothers, black, Hispanic, Native Indian, if you can help them, man, help them. That's our job to do. You understand? That's why you see no poor among Israel. We should see no more poor among Israel because we should be able to take care of our own people. Brother, you was going to say something, Salaki.
Oh, Khan. Right. Tell them, how you say, should have used your white privilege.
Use that white privilege, man.
Should have used your white privilege.
Use that white privilege. I understand it. Absolutely. I keep reading, brother. Verse 5.
Verse 5. only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
But to take care of your people, you have to hearken to the voice of the God. You have to listen to all the laws, statutes, commandments, what he told us to do. Without knowing the laws, statutes, commandments, you're not living. You're just barely surviving out there. Right. You don't actually know how to live. So you would look at this verse and say, I'm not going to take care of him. He can get a job. He can do this. And not understanding the devices, that stuff that we fell into, that brother or sister caused them to be homeless in. Because you don't understand the laws and statutes of this Bible. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. To observe, to do all these commandments, which I command thee this day. Verse 6, for the Lord thy God bless thee, as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow.
What does that mean? We should lend into many nations, but we should not borrow. Anybody know what that means? We shall lend to many nations and not borrow. Go ahead.
And basically, we're gonna be rich. We're gonna be powerful to where we don't have to borrow from them.
That's right. You need a loan? Go to Marsaw. He'll give you your money. Go to Marsaw. He'll give you a couple $100. He'll give you that $100,000 you need for the house. You need anything, you're supposed to come to us, and we're supposed to give. We're supposed to lend this out. We should not become the borrower. But we have become the borrower to where we have to go to our oppressor for everything we need. Right. Everything we need, we have to go to the oppressor. Even in death, we have to go to our oppressor and get a death certificate to bury our loved ones. This is what we have to get. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, Saki. Oh, when you come to me, yeah, for all you other nations, it'll be 5% on the dollar.
Ain't right.
That's it? Wow.
No, he's definitely merciful. We got 13% over here. That's 13, 19%.
That's only for the poor. For the rich cats, oh yeah, y'all got, oh boy, that's like 20, 30%.
Yeah, I hear you.
They ain't gonna be rich with me.
So we should be able to, we should be lending to these nations, man. We should not be the borrowers. But since we did not listen to the Most High God, we didn't listen to our law, statutes, commandments, we became the borrower, right, and we're not the lender. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. As thou shalt reign over many nations.
We're definitely not reigning over many nations. And spell that word nations again for me, man.
Nations.
That means that has many nations. You understand? That means there's more nations that's out there. That means we all can't be the same. Despite of what your pastor is telling you, we're not all the same people. Because we're all the same people. It says we should not, but they shall not reign over us. And it says, keep going up, it says, and thou shalt reign over many nations. We are supposed to reign over many nations. You got to read this Bible as for what it is. There are many nations in this Bible. You have to find out where those nations are. This Bible has not, those people of those nations have not gone anywhere. They still exist to this day. You have to find out who those nations are, and we're supposed to reign over them. So all that God loves everybody is out the window. Because if this wouldn't be plural. That means we're supposed to be reigning over all these different nations out there. Right. You understand? Keep reading. Verse 7, last verse.
Verse 7, last verse. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in the land which the Lord God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother.
If you got something your brother needs, man, you shouldn't hold your hand so tight where you can't help your brother. Your heart shouldn't be that hardened to where you can't help your brother or your sister, despite of what's going on. If you have the will, if you have the power, the money, or whatever it is, the connection to help your brother get through whatever problem they have, or their sister get through every issue they have, and you have that ability, unharden your heart. Open your hand. Help them out. They need $200, and you can afford that $200, you take that money, you give it to that brother or sister if they need it. You understand? Right. You don't sit there and let them go into a situation to where you can help them and you don't help them.
So
go ahead, brother.
I see that a lot on the train, going to work and coming from work. Like, I seen like brothers and sisters that be homeless on the train. You know, they ask for like you just got a couple I just need $1 or $2 to give me a sandwich, a cup of coffee, something to eat, something to drink. And it's like a lot of brothers and sisters, I'll just be watching them, and it's like they be like real tight-fisted, like it's like they scared to help them or something. Especially if there's an Edomite on the train, it's like they want to look at the white people and like, oh, master, is it okay to help my brother? Wow. Help my sister? For real, it's like.
And this is spoken truth because this brother takes the bus to and from the school every time he has to be up here. So he sees a lot of things on the martyrs in Atlanta, man. And our brothers and sisters are those people out there, the martyrs, man, who suffering. And they're suffering. And the people, like the brother was saying, they're scared. They don't even want to give them $1. And our people won't even help each other. They won't give them $1. They won't give them $2. They're hungry, whatever the case may be. Like I said, if you got the money to do it, go ahead and do it. Now, if you don't have it, you just don't have it. You understand? What, you want to say something?
Okay. I mean, it's like, you got to look at it. Y'all scared to help y'all brothers and sisters that's homeless out here. You want to talk about them bad, you want to laugh and joke about them, but just remember, Georgia's a right to fire, right to hire state.
Mm-hmm.
What you got now, you could lose that like that.
That's right. That's right.
Be in the same position that they're in, and somebody else going to be laughing at you.
That's right.
And not trying to help you.
The Lord has the power to make you rich one minute or make you poor the next minute. You want to say something, brother?
Yeah, just like I say, catch martyr. One time, I saw Edomite at the bus stop near my house. He talking about he got to go to work and boom, child support, blah, blah, blah. Soon we get to the train station, he get posted right there by the gate, ask for change. I thought you got to go to work. Oh, that's your job.
That's your job.
Right. And us now.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't going to Buckhead or North Spring or Sandy Spring where their own people have to do it.
Right.
They come to us.
Damn, that's heavy right there. That's heavy.
Right.
Just give brother a hand, man. Clap it up for him. Damn. That brother said the Edomites would come to our neighborhood and panhandle us versus going to the outer skirts, the richest part of the area, where their people at. They panhandle them. They want to take from the poor, man.
And so lucky if I could,
Hey, brother, yeah.
He's using his white privilege.
He's using his white privilege, man. God damn.
That's how he uses his
Go to your neighborhood and take your people. Let them take care of you.
Right.
And let us take care of our family. Let us take care of our people. You understand?
Right.
All right. So you want to put another 7 verses? Go ahead, brother. We're going to keep it here.
All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Kaya, Patak, Patak, Yadawa, Yadaka, Yadaka, Lawa, Waha I Bak, Waha I Bat, Sa'ai Yatunwa, Daya, Akasarwa, Ashar, Yakasar Lawa, verse 9. Ha Shamar, Laka, Pun, Yahaya, Debar, Aim, Lababka, Bao Ya'al, La Amar, Kwaraba, Shana, Hashabai, Shana, Hasha Mata, Ra'aya, Ayanka, Ba'akyaka, Ba'ab Yawan, Wala'a, Thathan, Lawa, Wakara, Alyaka, Al, Yahweh, Wahaya, Baka, Kata'a, verse 10. Nathawan, Thathan, Lawa, Wala'a, Yarai, Lababka, Bathafka, Lawa, Kaya, Bagalal, Hadabar, Hazah, Yabarakka, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Bakal, Ma'aishka, Wabakal, Mashalak, Yadaka, verse 11, Kaya La'a, Yakadal, Abyawan, Makarab, Harataza, Al, Kan, Anakia, Matazaka, La'amar, Bathak, Pathak, Af, Yadaka, La'akyaka, La'anyaka, Wala'abya, Bayanka, Ba'artazaka. Verse 12, Kaya, Yamakar, Laka, Afyaka, Ha'arabya, Ha'arabya, Awa, Ha'arabya, Ha, Babka, Shah, Shashah, Shanyam, Waba, Shana, Hashabai, Hashalak Nawa, Kapashya, Ma'imka, verse 13, Wakaya, Vashalaknawa, Kapashya, Ma'imka, La'a, Vashalaknawa, Rayaquam, and verse 14, Ha'imyak, Ha'imyakwa, Lawa, Ma Taza Anka, Wama Garnawa Naka, Wamaya Kwabka, Ashar, Baraka, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Bathan Lawa.
All right, Most High Christ. Go to verse 8. And we read the English.
Okay. Deuteronomy 15 and 8 in the English.
We just read a verse above that says, "Thou shalt not shut your hand unto this poor, the brothers." Okay, we're gonna start from there. Read verse 8.
Okay. But thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need, and that which he wanteth.
You should actually open your hand and give to that brother, that sister, what they actually need. If they need food for the poor and you have the food, go give it to them. They need jackets and quilts and things because they're cold outside, go give it to them. Whatever they need, you should open your hand and help our brothers and sisters, all right? Keep going.
Okay. Verse 9. Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release, is at hand, and thine eye be evil against thy poor brother. And thou givest him not, and he cry unto the Lord against thee, and it be sin unto thee.
Don't be that brother. Don't be that sister. We're now at the end of the 7-year release. Now you want to start treating that brother or sister horribly. You start not giving them things that he needs, actually preparing for going out into the world. You want your wicked heart. You want to be wicked towards that brother, that sister. The Lord said, don't do that, because once you do that, and he cries unto the Lord, and the Lord punish you, it was not going to be a good thing. This brother is relying on you to help him get to the next level, because he's been under your care for 7 years. And now the time of release comes, you want to be wicked towards him. You be wicked towards that brother, that sister. He cries unto the Most High God and say, Lord, I need this, I need that, because this person that this brother who's doing me wrong, and to help me. And the Lord has to come down and fix the problem that you put this brother into because of your wicked heart. It's not going to go well with you.
Right.
You understand? I'd rather stand before these brothers here in this school and get checked versus standing in front of the Lord and get his checking.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So don't be that brother or sister, man. Don't be the wicked. Don't be that daggone wicked in your heart. Because you don't understand the law, statutes, commandments, that you should have a brotherhood to yourself. You understand? You should have brotherhood and pride of your people to be able to help that brother, or help that sister, whatever they need. Not only they need, they also said what do they want. You understand? He may not need it, but he wants it. He said, man, I would love to have that. He don't need it, but he say, man, I would like to have it. Give it to that brother or sister. You got it. You understand? You see a jacket over there. Any jacket will suffice because he's cold. But maybe he want that chinchilla. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he want that bomb jacket. Maybe he want that. Maybe he want that gooseneck, that goose down up in New York, triple goose. Maybe he want that. Give it to that brother, man. Give it to that sister. They want it. Ain't no sweat off your back.
Hey, well,
Give it to
like
him.
I said, with that being said, I'll talk to you later.
Oh, he look at you. Oh, sorry, Christ. Keep reading, man. Keep reading.
Verse 10. Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall be not grieved when thou givest unto him. Because that for this thing the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy works, and in all that thou puttest thine hand unto.
Man, give it to them, brother, man. Give it to the sister, because the Lord sees that good deed, man. He sees that work that you're going to do. He sees he sees your heart and sees, you know what? That brother gave, that sister gave, and they didn't have to, but they did it. The Lord's going to bless your hands, man. Right. He's going to bless your hand because you did that from what you saw, the need from your family, from your sister, your brother. You saw that, and you saw that they had a need, and you gave it to them unwillingly. You gave it to him, not a second thought. And the Lord's going to see that work, and he's going to bless your hands. All right? Keep going.
Verse 11. For the poor shall never cease out of the land.
Like Marisol brought out, we in the land of Esau right now, man. The right to work state. They can fire you for, coming to work with your hair nappy. They can fire you for rocking your shield to David. They can fire you for anything. and you be out in them streets, man. So the poor will never cease in Israel. We will always have people who have less than what we have. There will always be people who may be out on the street. It's our job to help them. It's our job to make sure they can get on their feet. Just do your part so the Lord can bless you. Because he says, for the poor shall never cease out of the land. Go ahead. Therefore what?
Right. Therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thine hand.
Open your hand. Open your hand wide. Because once you open your hand and let your stuff go, the Lord can put something in your hand. But if you got your hand so tight, wide, and fist, like our oppressors do, they got their hands so tight, wide, man, they want everything right now, man. If you actually look at the world today, people don't even have perks at a job no more. If you working for a Walmart or you working for a company that has things, they used to be able to give you those things free. Let's say you work for a pizza joint, you might get a pizza for free. You work for a Home Depot, you might get a service for free, or you might get a real good discount. Nowadays, they don't give you no discount. You get no food. They don't give you nothing. I was talking to a brother, I delivered to these Lowe's, and it said normally the summer stuff goes on sale now during the winter, so that way they can get the stuff for the summer. It's a discount. He said they stopped doing that. They're not doing it no more this year. I'm like, why not? He said they don't want to lose no money. Now you talking about a Lowe's? This is the one. I mean, how many Lowe's? Man, you got millions of Lowe's out there, man, thousands of them, and they saying they want to lose no money by giving you a summer theme or summer product in the wintertime. They said not losing no money. They don't want to lose no money. So they could help you. They could, but they don't want to. And that was the perks. We don't even have that no more because their hands are so tight. Don't be that person with your hands so tight where you can't help somebody. Because you get your hands that tight, the Lord can't bless you with anything because your hands are closed. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I work in the food service, so they say the same thing. They don't want to lose no money, but the leftovers, all they're going to do is throw it away.
They throw it away. Right. They had this big green dumpster, and in this dumpster, it's encased where you can't get into it. Normally, you have a dumpster you can go in and throw it or have a lock on it, but it's encased and it's motorized. So from inside, they got this little square thing. They'll take that food and they'll throw it in there, and they'll compact it and compact it and compact it till they can't pack it no more, and then a truck will come in and dump it and throw it away. Where they got it so encased where there's no way you as a person, anybody, can get inside that dumpster to get that food out. Go ahead, bro.
They take to their own pig farm and feed the pigs.
They'd rather feed the pigs before they feed the people. That's Esau. That's our oppressor. This is the world we're living in right now. This is the world that we're living in. They got their hands shut to the poor.
Right.
Therefore, that's why this empire is gonna fall.
That's right.
It's gonna fall because of that. Right. And Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah. Understand? It's going on. Go ahead, bro.
Saki, sir, you know what the number one main excuse is? Well, if we give it to them, if we give it to the poor, when they get sick, they can sue us.
Get about it, man. You should sue them for the food they giving us all that crap anyway.
Right. I mean, all right, we going to Wendy's. We eat Wendy's. We ain't getting sick, so.
That's just their way of not being held accountable to feed the people. That's all. Keep reading, brother. Where we at?
Therefore, I command thee Therefore, I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land.
Keep going.
Verse 12. And if thy brother and Hebrew man
or
an Hebrew man or an Hebrew woman
and who?
Or an Hebrew woman
go ahead
be sold unto thee and serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee.
That don't sound like no daggone slavery we ever been through. They didn't let us go at all. Right. 7 years, 400 years they didn't let us go. Right. They had no idea. Only release they did for us to release us from one daggone plantation to another plantation. That was the release they gave for us. That's us. But here is all about helping our brothers and sisters. So when you read it in the actual contents, it's talking about the slavery. It's indentured slavery. Indentured slavery is different. Anybody want to get the definition for indentured slavery? Indentured servitude? Somebody give me the definition for indentured slave or indentured servitude. And we're gonna read the difference. Because what you're reading here is about a brotherhood. It's reading about our own people. And what you can do and how it's a year of release. So if there's a year of release, that means you're releasing them out of whatever it is. We was never released. We was never released. Matter of fact, the person that keeps telling us, oh, Abraham released us, and he didn't release us. And we can go into many. I don't want to get into that right now, but we weren't released. But anybody got that definition? Go ahead, read nice and loud.
So like it's a form of labor where an individual is under contract to work without a salary to repay indenture or loan within a certain time frame.
Say it one more time.
A form of labor where an individual is under contract.
Individual is under contract to work what?
Without a salary to repay.
Without a salary to repay what?
An indenture or loan.
To repay a loan.
Within a certain time frame.
Within a certain time frame. But at that time frame, what happens? They are released. They are released.
And so, like I said, if I could, also the key word with that is the contract.
The contract.
Contract.
That's right.
Because, sir, if I could, contract is an agreement.
Between two people.
An agreement, sir.
That's right. So it's an agreement. We never had no agreement. They never came up and said, hey, y'all want to come over here to another country and pick some cotton and some daggone sugar canes and let us beat your back into this blue until you damn bleed into your back. You want to do that? Oh, yeah, sure, we'll do it. We never done that.
Right.
We were stolen.
Right.
They took us from a place and took us to an area that we had our fathers we never knew, took us to a land, changed our language, and beat us and whipped us to serve their purpose.
Right.
And then never released us. We were not their brothers. You can't do that with y'all, brother. That's what indentured servitude. This is what we're talking about right here. We're not talking about the slavery that we actually been through. Blacks and Hispanics have been through a slavery that there was no release for us. We did it for 400 years. There was no release for us. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 13. And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty.
Not only did they release you, the Lord said, don't let him go away empty. Keep reading.
Verse 14, last verse. Thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock, and out of thy floor, and out of thy winepress, of that wherewith the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him.
That was never done to us, man. Right. So I bring this up because I hear a lot of people say blacks enslaved the blacks. Well, Israelites enslaved Israelites. That is not true. It's true to a certain extent, but it was indentured servitude. It wasn't slavery as we was in. That hard, cruel bondage that we was under. We was not done that way. We didn't do that to each other. So watch your mouth and fix yourself and get to do your history on the slavery that was done within Israel.
That's right.
Because we don't treat our brothers and sisters like that. And on that day of release, we just don't release them out of the hand and say, all right, man, bon bayard, appreciate you. No. We do what? We give them out of our flocks. We give them out of our wine press. Whatever you specializing in at that time, you give them a piece of that. You give them a little portion of that, man. And you give it to them and send them on their way. Don't let them go out empty-handed. You feed them. You give them the drink. You give them clothes. You give whatever you can to send them on their way. And that is how you treat a Hebrew brother and a Hebrew sister. You understand? Clap it up. All right. That being said, that's the last verses we got.
Okay.
We're going to stop right here. We're going to wait until next week to finish up the rest of it. Does anybody have any questions, any statements, anything they want to say before we get out of here? Anything?
Sir.
Go ahead, brother.
Also, don't forget, they also say the Gadites, American Indians, yeah, they had us in slavery too. Like, really?
Go back and read Deuteronomy, what we just read.
Okay.
Those are our people. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are our people. You understand? Anybody got any statements, comments? Anybody comments? Go ahead. Feel free. Questions? But that's how you treat your brother, man. That's brotherhood in UPK. That's what we do to this day. We go out and feed our brothers and sisters. There's no brother or sister that will call here to this school and say they're hungry and starving that we won't help them.
That's right.
I encourage you, if you're going through situations, issues, to call the UPK. Go online, ISUPK.com. Find the school near you and get to that school. Whether it be food, whether it be drink, or whether it be just the knowledge of the truth. You need it. Get here. You understand? Our doors are not closed. Our doors will always be open 24/7 a day, 24/7, 7 days a week. Our phone calls will always ring. We always answer them phone calls. You can't get through us. We might be doing something. But keep calling back. We're going to get to you because you are our brother, you are our sister in the truth, and we're there to help you. You understand? With that being said, you can go ahead. Get ready to start the prayers. Imagine. Blow the silver one. Blow the silver. Or the gold one.
Yasharla.
Israel Majum. Pagadan, first the east. Sorry.
This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa.
Shabbat
Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Wadash.
Wadash.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Alakaka. Tabah. Batzai. Hayah. Aisha. Baharatazar. Tawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Lathan. Lanawa. Lakam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Kabwaknawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabwakyanawa. Wala'ah. Tabayanawa. Banasai 1. Abal. Hawashai now. Hayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wala'ala. Wahapara. Na'awalamyam. Aman. Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thy is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. SARS, turn. Shabi, you must be seated. We're going to pass class over to Precinct Officer in the Pashkaya.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are limited for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. TITHES